Hello all and welcome back to the channel. We are in the midst of a fantastic time of the year and look very much forward to showing you all that's going on. More or less all the birds are breeding. Some have eggs, some are building, and some have chicks already fledged from the nest. This year my pair of Sudan golden sparrows were the first to have chicks in the outdoor aviary. It was my first time I succeeded with this species, so I was very happy with the 3 big chicks. You can see one of the chicks here, and the adults are already on eggs again. They built this very amazing, very solid nest, you can see, with a lot of small branches. So I can't see anything about what's going on inside the nest, but I always only see one of the adult birds out of the nest presently, so I know they have eggs again. You can see the beautiful yellow male here. In the wild, these sparrows like to live in very huge colonies, and they actually build very huge nests with thousands of birds in one nest, or with a lot of chambers joined in one big group. And here you can see one of my pairs of red-headed finches. I have 2 pairs in the outdoor area. One pair are building in this nest. They tried some weeks ago but failed, but they are trying again. And the other pair, I think, is laying on eggs another place in the aviary. They are wonderful birds, but are big large in it, very robust, so they need some space to thrive. And indoor for a moment, I have 3 pairs of canary birds. All have raised the first chicks, and now one of the pairs are on eggs again, and the 2 other pairs are building and getting ready for eggs. Here you can see some of the big chicks. For my 3 pairs, I got 6 yellow canary birds, but only one of the red mosaic canary bird chicks survived. But luckily they are building again, so hopefully more chicks will survive in their next attempt. And back outdoor again, as you can see, I'm feeding a lot of insects these days. I feed twice or 3 times a day and make sure they have insects more or less all the time. At the same time, I make sure they eat everything before they get a new portion, so they have a few times a day where they can't find any insects and have to forage around the aviary looking for it. Of course, the softbills eat a lot of insects, but what's quite interesting to see as well is that most of the finches eat quite many as well. My major goldfinches are actually some of the very first to go down when I feed new insects. Right now we have this female on eggs. She doesn't want to leave them, so I don't know how many, but she's very good at incubating them. This female were also in the outdoor area, but I had to take her in because one day she couldn't fly, and I noticed that she lost all the long feathers on one of her wings. So she's indoor until they grow out and she can fly again. And I'm very sorry for my extremely dirty hand, but I've been gardening all day. On the ground of the aviary, I have my 2 bleeding heart doves. Unfortunately, I think it's 2 males, so not a lot is going on there, but I enjoy them very much nevertheless. I have 3 red-throated parrotfinches in the outdoor aviary. One is here, and I know one is on eggs right now. And indoor, I just got these 2 wonderful chicks of the red-eared parrotfinches, are wonderful birds, and the parents are already building again. Same breeding pair gave me a male chick previously this year, so until now it's very good results for a first year with these birds. As a new trial, I haven't provided any sprouted seeds for the birds outdoor or indoor this year. I'm providing perlmobile in dry pellets, so without soaking them, and so far it's been working great. At the same time, I've scattered a lot of different kind of seeds throughout the entire outdoor aviary and keep soaked them during the spring, so they sprouted, and the birds love them as well. As long as I can see the birds are eating these sprouted seeds and the little plants on the bottom of the aviary, I will not provide any additional sprouted seeds. Here we have my breeding pair of red siskins. So far they haven't come up with chicks this year, but I think the female is on eggs somewhere in the aviary, because each time I see them together he is chasing her a lot, and most of the day I only see the male flying around. Here we have my single azure tit male. I'm still looking for a companion for him, but still unfortunately without any luck. As you can see in several of my videos, I'm feeding the birds several places in the big aviary. Actually, I think I'm feeding seeds, for instance, 5 different places, and providing water 3 places in the aviary. This is a thing that's very important to remember when you keep so many birds in the same aviary. Even though these birds are in captivity and there's plenty of food, they will still try to divide the aviary up to smaller areas where they will defend their own nesting places and preferred seeding places. Therefore, it's also very important to keep watching all the birds and see that all of them get the food and water they need and are allowed to the feeding places by the other birds. And if you suddenly notice that one of your birds seems very tame and approaches you very quickly when you are providing new foods, it could be because it can't get to the food and eat anything if you are not inside the aviary. So take a look and be sure that it's actually not in hunger. And as I hope you just saw here, my pair of white-cheeked turacos are actually trying to build right now. Unfortunately, they've chosen a very bad place for their nest, so I will have to go into the aviary and fix a better place for them where all the branches won't fall down all the time. And here you can see one of my jumbo zebra finches. They keep building, but I haven't seen any eggs yet, neither from the white jumbo zebra finches nor from the nature-colored jumbo zebra finches. I still have 2 spare males indoor, so perhaps I will try to put them outdoor as well to see if that could speed up some of the breedings. But I'll wait a bit and give the other pairs a bit more time before I make a change. As you may recall, I have 3 pairs of pekin robins, 5 birds of the Senegal zosterops, white-eye, and 2 broad-ringed white-eyes, formerly known as the kikui white-eyes. Of course, I hope all these birds will breed, but sometimes the nature doesn't want as I want. So as you can see here, one of my pekin robins have joined it, a broad-ringed white-eye, built a nest, and have actually laid, it seems 4 eggs, but 3 colored and 1 plain white. So I don't know what's really going on here. It's going to be very interesting to follow. My bearded tits are actually doing nothing right now. They had 1 attempt, but it failed, I think because I was too slow with the insects, but hopefully they will come again. Also, the owl finches have been building, but I haven't found their nest anyplace. And the diamond firetail finches have built as well, but a place where I can't look into the nest, so I don't know what's going on. This village weaver male is really one of my favorite birds at the moment. He keeps building and singing and is just a pride to the aviary all the time. One of my pair of star finches have also built a nest and is on eggs. I'm not completely sure when the incubation began, so perhaps they have already chicks, and as you can see, this female inside the nest is actually moving around a bit, so perhaps there's eggs in there already. And as you can see here, my flock of star finches also loves all the provided insects, especially during the breeding season. Besides the village weavers, as I mentioned before, I also have a pair of the red bishop weaver birds, you can see here, and some pairs of the yellow-crowned bishop. They usually provide several chicks during the breeding season, and they have already built a lot of nests. But opposite to the village weaver, who loves to build in the top of the aviary, the yellow-crowned bishop and the red bishop prefers to build more close to the ground, roughly 1.5 meters above the ground, if possible very close to plants. And again, that's very contrary to the village weaver, who prefers to pull off all the leaves from plants and actually try to destroy a lot of plants if they can to make the best nesting places. And this is actually very important knowledge if you want to keep the village weaver. You need to be aware that they will try to destroy many plants because they want to build in them or use the leaves for building. And now I'll just keep silent just for a moment so you can enjoy all the bird sounds. All the sounds are really amazing, and I wish I had more time just to listen to them. And up here in the top of the aviary, We have my outdoor pair of red-crested cardinals. They keep building and tearing the nest down, but actually at the moment it begins to look better, but still the male puts branches inside the nest and then pulls it down again. Last year they did the same thing most of the summer, but then come autumn they settled down a bit and actually succeeded in rearing some chicks. My indoor pair of red-crested cardinals are way better at succeeding in nest building. They're more simple and usually builds up here. At the moment they are on 3 eggs. Unfortunately I just lost the chick I had from the first attempt from this pair. Without any warning they started to attack and chase the chick, and when I saw it I moved him, but he couldn't eat by himself yet, so he died unfortunately. This pair have had several chicks before, and I've never seen this behavior before, so hopefully it would only happen this one time. But at the outdoor aviary I have another bad experience recently, as I lost the female of my blue-capped cotton finches. She was just lying here on the ground, so I don't know actually what happened, but I think she has an egg stuck in her, as they have just finished building a nest. It's always very sad to find a bird like this, especially if they were in the middle of breeding. But luckily most of what's happening in the aviary is very good news. As you can see in this nest, it's full of eggs. I don't know who it's from, but I have a hunch it's from the red-furred parrotfinches, which would be lovely. And as I said before, a lot is really going on. Besides just enjoying these wonderful birds, there are nests with building material and eggs several places in the aviary. I don't know to who they belong, so it's just to wait, sit down and see if I can find out, or simply wait to see what comes out when the chicks are big enough. And as a final info, I just want to show you the nest from the red cardinals, or the northern cardinals. The female is very steady on eggs here, so hopefully they will succeed with this attempt. For the rest of the time I'll leave you with all the wonderful birds and the sounds, and just hope you will enjoy it very much. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and please let me know if you have any comments or questions. I'd love to hear from you. Have a good day. Bye bye.